Obviously I knew of Harvey Milk and that queer history, but I really didn't know much.
My name is Harvey Milk, and I'm here to recruit you.
Harvey Milk on his way to City Hall to be sworn in as a supervisor in San Francisco.
You must come out! Come out to your parents! Come out to your friends, if indeed they are your friends! Come out to your neighbors! Come out to your fellow workers! Once and for all, let's break down the myths and destroy the lies and distortion!
Then, an ashen-faced Supervisors Board President, Dianne Feinstein, made the news official.
As president of the Board of Supervisors, it's my duty to make this announcement. Both Mayor Moscone and Supervisor Harvey Milk have been shot and killed.
What we were communicating was, this is the story. This wasn't the story, it was a story. And it was a story that was a very well documented and told story.
Because, as Harvey put out, it's come out, let your family know, let your friends know, so that they know somebody that's gay.
Just continuing to be as out as possible is the best thing that we can do.
San Francisco's given me a family, a chosen family, in particular the queer community has taken me in and taken care of me, loved me unconditionally. And so it feels like this is my home because my family's here.
It's a place where people come together with a compassion for each other and a way of thinking about other people. Just an awareness of other people and what they're going through.
And I think the magic is the fact that especially as a queer person, everyone is 100% themselves. I met all these people who were working in politics, and specifically a queer focus in politics, who were doing all this advocacy in the city, and I was like, this is everything I've dreamed of.
I ran for supervisor and nearly lost. My opponent was a gay man, and now we actually have 3 gay men on the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, and that representation is great. But when it's only white gay men who've been elected to the Board of Supervisors, I think that says a lot, especially when there's 3 of them at one time.
If you are someone who is not a man and not a white man, probably 80% of the time you are going to have to manually carve out space for your voice to be heard, which is also deeply uncomfortable to do.
How to move that in a different direction without shutting the male white voice up is one I don't know about.
And now it just seems like nobody cares anymore. I think because of what's going on in our government, it's opening up spaces for the gay community, the disabled communities, the poor communities to rise up and make their voices heard.
I think there's ways to measure voice in social media, email lists, being reported on in the news, media clicks, large informal social network of friends and family and coworkers.
And or be connected to people in power who will make space for you to have your voice.
But the reality is that talk about things like intersectionality or, identify with multiple minority classes or groups. If you identify as a woman or a person of color or someone who is an immigrant or undocumented and trans.
They were not the people that had the microphone. They weren't the people being interviewed in the New York Times and the LA Times and the San Francisco Chronicle. And different communities
have been brought up at a real deep level to think that they are second, because that's what it has been structured. We're aware that is not right. We're aware that that needs to change.
There's a lot of things that create that. Certainly there's privilege and access, like what people's abilities are to engage. Like if someone is living in supportive housing, maybe they're disabled, maybe they are poor and work 3 or 4 jobs, and so they don't really have time or capacity to take time out of their day to do interviews. They may not have access to the technology to be able to get their message out there. I mean, there's so many barriers.
Becoming positive in the early 90s, seeing what was going on, listening to your story, or white gay men's stories, allowed us women to say, we want what they have. And you were the template, and we just came along, grabbed onto your coattails, and said, what are you doing for this? What are you doing for that?
21-month-old Angelica Radican is a normal, healthy child. Mother Patty considers that a small miracle. Patty is HIV positive.
And then we started telling our own stories. For a while, we couldn't tell our stories.
It's not enough for me to just scream and yell into the wind. I feel like I have to, for my own sanity, be a part of proactively creating change. And
I want to be part of building the lesbian community in San Francisco. I want to be part of Decade of the Lesbian. Fuck, you're the lesbian. Mama, it's Decade of the Lesbian.
Through voting, through participation in our electoral system, by showing up at boards and commissions and hearings and participating in the process, because honestly, that's how change is made.
Maybe our voices will cut through.
Summertime.